The gods built the world from a murdered giant's corpse. They hung the sun and moon inside the giant's dead skull. But something was missing. The beaches were empty, the forests silent. No one walked the earth. So the gods found two pieces of driftwood on a beach, and from those lifeless logs they carved the first humans. You descended from driftwood, and your fate is tied to a tree that's slowly dying. Let me show you how it all began. From the beginning, the gods had designed it Mythgardur as the dwelling place of men. But in the beginning, there were no humans to inhabit it. Mythgardur had beautiful landscapes, mountains from bones, oceans from blood, but no one to see them. No one to hear the birds sing, no one to contemplate the clouds and stars in the sky. The world was complete but lifeless. One day, Odin, Vili, and Ve walked along the seashore. The waves crashed against Ymir's broken bones, and there, brought by the tide, they found two tree trunks. The first was an ash tree, the second was an elm. The gods initially contemplated the lifeless wood in silence. They were amazed by the crude human appearance the trunks had. Then, realizing their purpose, the gods stood the two trunks upright in the sand and gave them life. Odin gave them life and soul to the two trunks. Vili granted them movement, free will, and intelligence. They carved the trunks, giving them human forms. He sculpted ears so they could hear, eyes so they could see, lips so they could speak. Then he carved the ash tree with male genitalia, and they called him Ask. He carved the elm with female genitalia and called her Embla. Thus, endowed with speech and thought, and with the power to love, to hope, and to work, the newly created man and woman were left to rule Mythgardur at will. They gradually populated the earth with their descendants, and the gods, remembered they had called them to life, showed special interest in everything we do, caring for us, often ensuring help and protection. This is how the gods gave me life. I am Ask, the first man carved it from driftwood on a forgotten beach. But the gods didn't stop with creating humans. They knew the nine realms needed something to hold them together, something to connect to the world of gods, men, and giants, something alive, growing, but also dying. So Odin created an enormous ash tree. Its name is Yggdrasil, the tree of universe, of time, of life, and everything depends on it. Yggdrasil reaches across the entire cosmos. Its roots burrow into three different realms. The first root descends into Niflheimr, where the river Hvergelmir bubbles. The second reaches into Mythgardur, near the well of Mimir, the ocean. The third extends into Osgardur, near the spring of Urdarbrunner. With three great roots, the tree reaches such a marvelous height that its highest branch, called the Lerad, the peacemaker, casts shade over Odin's hall. The other wide branches rise over the other worlds. Perched on the branch of Lerad is an eagle. Between its eyes sits the hawk Vedfonder, who casts his piercing gaze over sky, earth, and Niflheimr. He reports everything he sees to the gods. Beside the three roots, there are three wells. At the first well, near the spring of Udrbrunner, dwells the Nornir, personifications of past, present, and future. Every day they draw water from the sacred spring and pour it over the root and soil. So at least this root doesn't rot like the others. The white moist mud around the spring causes nectar to fall on Mythgardur, keeping the valley around the spring always green. The second well is in the Well of Mimir, also known as the Well of Knowledge, guarded by the god Mimir, the Norse god of wisdom. He drinks from the spring every morning. Even Odin drank from these waters, but he paid a high price. The third well is Hvergelmir, the roaring cauldron, and something terrible lives there. In the third well lives a giant serpent called Níðhåggr. He continuously gnaws at the root of the tree. Every day he devours a little more. Every day the tree weakens, and at the end of times, Níðhåggr will burrow into the root completely, causing the destruction of Yggdrasil. But that won't happen until Ragnarok arrives. Meanwhile, Yggdrasil remains always green. Its leaves never wither. It serves as pasture for Odin's goat, Heidrun, who provides the celestial mead, the drink of the gods, and for the antelopes, Dane, Valen, Dunir, and Durathor. From their antlers, dew descend upon Mythhåggr, providing water for all the rivers of the world. Running constantly up and down the branches and trunk of the tree is the squirrel RATATOSKR, the drill tooth. He spends his time repeating to Níðhåggr below the eagle's comments from above, but always using his interpretation, and vice versa, hoping to provoke conflict between them. Even in the world tree, there is chaos, lies, and betrayal. Nothing in Norse mythology is pure, not even the tree that holds reality together. This is Yggdrasil, the tree that connects the nine realms of the cosmos. Its roots drink from wells of wisdom, faith, and chaos. Its branches shelter gods, beasts, and the spirits of the dead. But beneath it all, a serpent gnaws. The tree is dying, and when it falls, the nine realms fall with it. This is the Norse truth. Nothing lasts forever. Not you, me, or the gods, not even the tree that holds the universe together. And I am Leonardo MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod, and long ago I was known as Ask, the first man created by the gods of the North themselves. And so another saga ends. But before you go, subscribe to the Clan MacLeod, destroy the like button to spread these tales across the nine realms, and hit the bell icon to be summoned for other sagas, and follow me across my social medias. Until the next saga, may the gods of old guide your path.